friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a cute lacy headband perfect for summer. For this project you're going to need some number 3 weight yarn. I'm using this beautiful mercerized cotton. Don't you love that luster? You're also going to need a crochet hook. I'll be using a 3mm hook today. You'll also need some scissors as well as a yarn needle to weave in your ends. And last but not least, you're going to need a measuring tape. If you haven't got a measuring tape, you need a piece of string that you can wrap around your head so you know how long you need your headband to be. But I'll tell you how long mine is just so you can gauge it that way. So gather your supplies and let's jump in. First things first, we're going to do a slip knot. From here, chain 2. Chain 1 and 2. Now in the second chain from the hook, 1 and 2, we're going to do a single crochet. There we go. Now, chain 1. And then even though that's just one short stitch, turn the work. It might be a little bit confusing at this point, but just believe in it. Now, in this one stitch that we have here, we're going to do 2 single crochets. There's 1. And there's 2. And then chain 1 and turn. You might be able to see we're starting to create a little tapered triangle. Now, in the first stitch here, we're going to do 2 single crochets. There's 1 and there's 2. And then in the second stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. There's 1 and there's 2. Now, chain 1 and turn. It's a little easier to see the triangle now. Now in this next row, we're just going to single crochet across. At this point, there are 4 stitches in the row. So we're gonna do 4 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then chain 1 and turn. Now in this next row, we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. There's 1, and there's 2. And then we'll single crochet 1 time in the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 single crochet in one stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And in the stitch after that, the final stitch of the row, we're going to do 2 single crochets in that last stitch. There's 1. And there's 2. And then chain 1 and turn. Now that triangle's starting to build up. Now in this next row, we're going to do just single crochets across again. So 1 single crochet in each stitch across. And then chain 1 and turn. And now this is our last row with increases, so hold on to your tails, we're almost there. In the first and last stitch of this row, we're going to do 2 single crochets. In all of the other stitches, just 1 single crochet. So there's 1 and 2 in our first stitch, then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. At the end of this row, you should have 8 stitches in your row. And then we'll chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to do 1 more row of regular single crochets. There's 1 and 8. Now, time to get into the fun part. At the end of this row, chain 1 and turn. For this next part, we're going to change stitches. So, for the first stitch of the row, we're going to do a regular single crochet. Then, chain 1. Then we're going to skip 1 single crochet, and in the following single crochet, we're going to do a single crochet stitch. Then we'll chain 1, then we'll skip 1, and then we'll single crochet in the following stitch. Then we'll chain 1 again, we'll skip 1 again, and we'll single crochet in the following stitch. Now there's 1 stitch left in the row. We're going to finish this row with an additional single crochet. And then we'll chain 1 and turn. This is called the linen stitch. For this next row, we're going to start again with a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we'll chain 1, and then we'll skip one, and the one we skip is going to be the second to last single crochet. You remember we did a single crochet and then a final single crochet. So we'll skip that single crochet, and then in the chain one space from the previous row, we will put a single crochet stitch. Then we'll chain one, skip one, and working into the next chain one space, we'll do a single crochet stitch. And then chain one, skip one, work into this chain one from the previous row. And now there's one single crochet stitch left at the end of the row, and we're going to put one single crochet stitch into there, and then chain one and turn. You see, it gives a little bit of a different look than just the regular single crochet. The regular single crochet is fine for our increases, but now that we're at the body portion of the headband, it's cute to add this little extra texture. So row number 1 and row number 2 of the actual body, I'm ignoring this increase portion now. We've done 2 rows of the actual body. For row number 3, we're going to start with a single crochet in the first stitch of the row. Then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and we'll single crochet into the chain 1 space from the previous row. Then chain 1, skip 1, working into the chain 1 space from the previous row, I'm doing 1 single crochet. Then chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. And now we're at the end of the row again, so I'm going to put 1 last single crochet into the last stitch of the row and chain 1 and turn. Isn't that a cute stitch? It gives you these sort of knitted look because it's got the V's like in a knit stitch. Now from row number 4 all the way up to row number 94, I'm going to be doing the exact same repeat. So I'm going to do the linen stitch, which is a single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces from the previous row, and then a chain 1 in between. I'm going to do that all the way up to row number 94. Again, I'm not including those increases as any rows in this section. So I'm counting right now as though I'm on row number 4. I'm going to go all the way up to row number 94, and I will meet you when I get to the end of row number 94 to show you what we're going to do next to complete this headband. So 94 rows is going to give you about 16 inches of a length, plus about 1.5 inches for the increases, and about 1.5 inches is what we're going to do on the other side for the decreases. So we're going to be around 19 inches total around. There will be a little bit of stretch either way, but if you've got a head circumference larger than 19 inches, then you're going to want to keep going for more rows. If you're making this for a little one, go as many rows as it takes for the band, the rectangle portion of the headband, to reach behind your ear on either end. If you were to lay it over your head as you would wear it like a headband, you want the rectangle portion to reach behind your ears on either end. All right, here I am coming up to the end of my 94th row, and that is all I'm going to need to do for the rectangle portion. And now it's going to be time to do some tapering to do the opposite of this. So we did increases on the initial side. Now we're going to do some decreases on the end side. For row number 95, we're going to start with 1 row of regular single crochets. So we're going to do a single crochet in each stitch across, just so that we've got a nice flat straight surface to work on for the tapering of the project. So I'm putting 1 single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces and 1 single crochet in each of these single crochet spaces. And there we go. And now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now for row number 96, I'm going to do a single crochet 2 together. So I'll yarn over and pull up a loop. Into the next stitch, I will insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now I've got 3 loops on the hook. I'll yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops. That is single crochet 2 together. Then I will single crochet across the row until there's 2 stitches left in the row. And then when I get to those last 2 stitches, I'm going to single crochet 2 together for the last 2 stitches. So insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert into the last stitch of the row, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Just like that. And then I'll chain 1 and turn. In this next row, I'm just going to single crochet across. This row should have 6 stitches in it. And there we go. At the end of the row, I'll just chain 1 and turn the work around. And now for this row, I'm going to do another row of decreases. So first stitch of the row, I'm going to single crochet 2 together. Then I'll single crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And now there's 2 stitches left in the row. So I'm going to single crochet 2 together and then chain 1 and turn. Now there's 4 stitches left in the row at this point. For this next row, I'll just single crochet across. And now I'll chain 1 and turn. And now I'm going to single crochet 2 together for the first 2 stitches. And now there's only 2 stitches left in the row at this point. I will single crochet 2 together for those remaining 2 stitches, and then chain 1 and turn. And in this next row, I'm going to single crochet once in each stitch. Now there's 2 stitches left in the row, I'll chain 1 and turn, and then I'm going to single crochet 2 together for the last stitches for the last row here. And now we've got a taper on one end and a taper on the other. Now we're going to be working around the headband. So first I'm going to chain 1 and turn. I'll do 1 single crochet in that last stitch that we have in the row, and that will just complete our taper down to 1. And now we're going to be working along the edge of the work. I'm going to put 1 single crochet stitch in the same stitch that we just did our last single crochet in. So the last single crochet is facing one way. We're going to turn the work so that we're working down the rows. And then what I'll do is I'll put 1 single crochet in that first row, then I'll do another single crochet in the next row. And basically I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in each row all the way around the entire headband. If you look at the edge of the row, you'll be able to see a space where the hook can go. Here, here, and we're going to go all the way down the headband, all the way to the other side. I'll meet you when I get to this end. All right, I've made it down to the end here, and I'm at my initial end. You can see here's my tail. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put 1 last single crochet into the first stitch here, the first row, and then I am going to chain 70. 1, 2, 3, 68, 69, and 70. Now in the second chain from the hook, 1 and 2, I'm going to do a slip stitch. From here, I'm going to slip stitch down this initial chain. All right, I'm coming up to the end of my slip stitch row now, and I'm going to put a single crochet here. This is the last stitch that we did before starting the chain. I'm going to put 1 more single crochet into that last stitch, just so that now we're working down the rows this way. So from here, I am going to do the exact same thing we did for the first side. I'm going to do 1 single crochet stitch in each row all the way down until I get to the other corner. At the other corner, I'm going to do the same thing I did at this corner. I'm going to chain 70, and then I'm going to slip stitch down that chain. I will meet you towards the end of that chain. I'm going to just zoom through this part because it's the exact same process as the first side, and I'll see you there to show you what we're going to do next on this headband. Okay, I've just made it all the way down the second side chain, and now I'm back where I began with my single crochets. So I am going to join this round with a slip stitch at the top of that chain 1 from the first stitch of the round, just like that. And there we go. Now the headband portion is pretty much done. We just have to do some decoration now. If you want something that's a little bit more basic, a little bit more simple, you could stop here, or you could do another round with just slip stitches. But as you know, I like everything to be a little bit more whimsical. So we are going to do a whimsical little edge on the edge here. So to do that, we're going to do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to skip 1 stitch. Let me zoom you in for this. So I've got my chain 4, we're gonna skip 1 stitch, and then in the next stitch, we'll do a single crochet. Then we'll chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch, we'll do a single crochet. Then chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around the work. I'm going to meet you at the other end, and I'll show you how we're going to get across, because I'm not going to be doing this on the ties. So I'm just going to zoom through this first part, and I'll meet you at the other end of the work. All right, here I am at the last chain 4 of the first side. I'm going to do my last single crochet. It's right at the base of where the chain tie starts. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a chain of 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to jump over, turn the work around, and then I'm going to put a stitch in the same stitch, just on the other side. And then there's going to be a little ruffle right in the middle where the tie connects. There will be a ruffle on one side, a ruffle in the middle. That one will be a little shorter. And now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to work down the other side in the same little ruffle. So chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet. And I'm skipping 1 single crochet in between those chain 4 stitches just to create that little ruffle. So I'm going to go down the other side and I'll meet you at the end of the work. All right, I made it all the way around. I'm at my last single crochet, and then I'm going to do a chain 3 to finish us off. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to just slip stitch to the single crochet that we started the row with. It's a little snug. There we go. And then I'm going to trim my yarn here, and I'm going to do 1 more yarn over and pull that tail through. And then I am going to just take my yarn needle and weave in this end. All right, so before I block this and give you a final look at it, I'm going to just give you the measurements of the headband. So it is 20 inches long. You can see we get to 10 inches and it's twice as long. And then our tails are about another 10 inches long each. So total, we end up with a 40-inch long band. So it'll go around your head, and then you have enough string here to tie a bow. Now, I'm going to take a minute and just stretch my work out so that it's nice and flat. And then I'm gonna take it under my iron with some steam. Since this is a cotton headband, I'm going to block it just with the steam setting on my iron after stretching it all out, and I will be right back to show you the final headband. And here it is after blocking. Ta-da! It's finished. What do you think? Gosh, I love how this textured stitch came out. I think using the linen stitch adds this sort of cottagecore vintage look to it. And by doing those chain 4s, we get the effect of like a lacy border. It's not super difficult. I feel like this is beginner friendly, and it came out so cute. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to wear this one. Check out what it looks like on. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this one, and if you're gonna make one too. You know what I've been thinking about since looking at this finished? Let me go back to where I've got the overhead shot. Wouldn't this make the cutest belt? I feel like I need to make one that's slightly larger just to have as a belt for with my high-waisted skirts and with my dresses. Also, how cute would this be as a little collar? Gosh, I think this is just the sweetest little project. Again, here's another video of what it looks like on. I think it is just darling. I'm going to be getting a lot of wear out of this summer, and I've actually made it in a couple of colors already just because of how quick and simple it is. I think the tie is the perfect length for it to tie behind your head, and also because the ties are so long, this is a variable size. So if you've got a head bigger than mine, making the same size as me is probably still gonna work out for you. And if you've got a smaller head, you might want to go ahead and make yours a little smaller in terms of how many rows you do. But I think it turned out great. Anyway, friends, that's all I've got for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this project. By the way, thank you so much to everyone supporting the channel this month. Here is the list of all of the supporters. If you want to show your support for the channel too, check out the links in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!